Hey guys, Nexie here from Greedy Dragon Brewing. Welcome back to another episode. I've been receiving quite a few comments and emails from newer brewers from both forums and from my YouTube channel asking me to produce some more back to basic brewing videos. So the timing couldn't be more perfect because today I will be bottling my Dragon Claw IPA. And I know that bottling is everybody's favorite activity, right? Well, you know, I do keg, but I also like to have bottles on hand. They make handy gifts. They're easy to take over to company's house, quick and easy to grab out of the fridge, and of course, beer mail. And who knows, maybe one of you or a member of the forum might be a recipient of some Dragon Claw IPA. You never know. So anyways, this might be a review video for some of the more mature brewers. And that being said, I mean, you may pick up some techniques or you might learn something new. So I appreciate you watching. And you never know, at the end you get to have a glimpse of my beer. And for you new brewers, hopefully this will be a concise, step-by-step episode on bottling. I'm going to try to cut through a lot of it so that you're not getting a lot of repetition. There's a lot of videos on this topic out there. But like I said, the whole brewing community is based on sharing and exchanging information, and that's what this channel is all about. So before I go on, I'd just like to say thank you to all you people that are subscribed to my channel and have been watching my videos. I'd also like to say hello to my friends on the forums, 17 Brew Crew and many of the other forums, as well as the fellow brewtubers that have been posting brewing videos and brewing related topics and brewery tours and all sorts of cool and amazing stuff. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I personally learn a tremendous amount from your videos and your time and your effort, and I appreciate the comments and feedbacks that I've received on my channels and my posts on internet forums, and it's great. It's a great learning environment. So lots more good stuff to come. I've got a lot of videos in the works, so stay tuned for a lot more excitement from Greedy Dragon Brewing. Anyways, I'm going to cut to this and we'll go over bottling your brew. Cheers. Alright, so it's bottling day. As you can see, I reuse commercially produced bottles. All these bottles have been previously washed, so they are clean, and I recommend strongly that right after you drink a beer, make sure that you rinse it out thoroughly with water, make sure that there's no debris on the bottom, so that your bottles are nice and clean. If there's some stubborn debris in there, you can always rinse them out with some OxyClean. Preferably store them upside down, but if that's not possible, keep them covered so that you don't get a lot of dust and debris inside. And that way, on bottling day, you really only have to go through the sanitation process. So for cleaning your bottles, there's a couple of what I consider essential elements. The first is an easy to use Avinator. What this does is it pumps sanitizing solution deep within the bottle and helps you thoroughly rinse your bottle. I'm sure there's other methods, but this is what I use. A bottling tree, which again isn't completely required, but it enables you to dry out your bottles after they've been sanitized, and then you have your Star Sand. So I mean, the issue about Star Sand, how to make it, how to use it, has been broadcast multiple times. Ounce of Star Sand, 23 liters of water makes your Star Sand solution, and it is reusable, and as repeated many a times, don't worry about the foam, it's food safe. It's also handy to have your Star Sand in a spray bottle. You can pick up one of these from your local dollar store, costs you next to nothing. It's sealed and airtight, but it allows you to quickly and easily sanitize any objects that you're going to be using in your brewing. And this is my Star San solution bucket. So I make a full batch of Star San and I seal it away in a bucket and I reuse it. Of course, the measuring cup that helps you scoop out your Star San and use it for both brewing and, in this case, bottling. I also try to have a kind of a variety of different bottles. I like having the bigger growler bottles as well as the usual everyday bottle. So I've got my measuring cup filled with Star San solution, and I'm going to fill my Avenator. Put a little bit more in there. And as well, I'm going to spray down my bottling tree with Star San. That way our nicely sanitized bottles are going to remain sanitized. Okay, so usually what I do is I take the bigger bottles first. So in this case I've got my growler. And just for your information, when you first fill the Avenator you'll have to prime it, which I've already done. And you want to pump a good amount of sanitizer through it. You can see the Star San going all the way through the bottle. Makes a nice foamy mess. You also want to dip the lid and the lip of the bottle into your sanitized solution, because that's where you're going to be capping. And then you put it on your drying rack. And on to the next one. So my bottling tree is now full. I still have some leftover bottles, but while these are kind of drying out a little bit and some of the excess fluid is dripping down the bottling tree, I'm going to prepare my batch prime solution so we can get ready to bottle. Alright, to prepare your batch prime solution you need a couple simple items. You need your dextrose, a small pot, your digital scale, which is of course optional, and your measuring cups. Now the digital scale is handy because you can set your scale down to 0. So in this case I've turned it on with the cup in place, so as you notice if I take off the cup it reduces the weight of the measuring item. So this way we actually have an accurate measurement. So we're at 0, we're not taking into consideration anymore the weight of the measuring cup. And I've decided that for this particular beer I'm going to go with 140 grams of dextrose. I'd rather be a little bit on the higher side with my carbonation than on the lower side. And my last couple batches I thought were slightly undercarbonated. So I'm going to go with 140 grams. And give that a try. So we're going to take 140 grams of dextrose, mix it with 2 cups of water. We're going to boil that on the stove to get rid of any type of impurities and allow it to cool and mix it into our beer. in our bottling bucket, and that way we've got a nice solution for kick-starting our carbonation process. So now that this has come to a boil, I'm going to take it off the stove and let it cool. In the meantime, we're going to get our bottling bucket out and some of our other materials right here. We're going to go back to pulling out the Star San solution, and we're going to sanitize